For centuries, the armored knight was the king of the battlefield. But on this October afternoon outside the walls of Acre, something changed. Knights, the most feared warriors in Christendom, were ordered to stand behind commoners with wooden machines. Not because they lacked courage, but because charging forward meant certain death. And the men who made them obsolete weren't nobles. They were Genoese dock workers and Pisan fishermen, holding crossbows.
Why do we sit here like old women? Saladin's cavalry is coming! We should charge! Because if you charge without the crossbowmen clearing the way, you'll be dead before you reach their line. I'm in full mail. My horse is armored. What can their arrows do to us? You'll find out if you're foolish enough to try. Now hold position and let the Genos work.
Marco, how many riders do you think are coming?
Enough to kill us all if we miss. So don't miss. I've never faced cavalry before. Only fired at targets and walls. Then today you learn. When they charge, you don't aim for the riders. You aim for the horses. A knight without a horse is just a man in heavy clothes, stumbling in the sand.
The siege of Acre would last nearly 2 years, a grinding, brutal contest for control of the most strategic port in the Holy Land. The Crusaders besieged the city. Saladin besieged the Crusaders. It was a siege within a siege, where tens of thousands would die for a few miles of sand and stone. But this was also where medieval warfare began to change forever. Because the Crusaders brought something new, professional crossbowmen from the Italian city-states. Genoa and Pisa had been perfecting the military crossbow for decades. These weren't peasant levies. They were specialist troops, trained in a weapon that was transforming how wars were fought.
This is not a bow. You don't need years of training. You don't need the strength.
You need discipline and patience.
Step 1, foot in the stirrup. Step 2, hook the string to your belt. Stand up. Your legs do the work, not your arms.
Step 3, string is set. Place your bolt.
Step 4, aim. The crossbow holds the tension for you. No shaking, no muscle strain. Just point and squeeze.
Through the shield.
Just like that?
Through the shield. Through mail. Through gambeson. Through bone. This weapon was built to kill armored men. How long to reload? With a belt hook? 20 seconds if you're calm. 30 if you panic. With a windlass? A minute. But the draw weight is twice as strong.
The crossbow had a draw weight of 300 to 500 pounds, far beyond what any human could pull by hand. The composite construction of horn, wood, and sinew created a spring so powerful that its bolts could penetrate armor that had been considered impenetrable. Muslim chroniclers wrote, "A single Frankish bolt can kill both rider and horse." This was not an exaggeration. At Acre, it was simply fact. But the real genius of the crossbow wasn't just its power, it was how it was used.
The Genos elite use windlasses.
1 shot per minute. But that shot will kill a knight and his horse together.
We don't fire alone. We fire in teams. Front rank, kneel and aim. Rear rank, stand and reload. When the front rank fires, they fall back. Front rank, kneel and aim. Rear rank, stand and reload. When the front rank fires, they fall back. The rear rank steps forward. Always a loaded crossbow facing the enemy. Always! This is how we fight. Not like archers spraying arrows into the sky. We are precision. We are killing machines. And when Saladin's cavalry charges, they will break against us like water against stone. They're coming! Why do we not charge to meet them?
Because we charge when the crossbowmen say we charge, not before.
This is madness! Knights should lead! We are the... You are dead if you charge into that without support. Now be silent.
First rank. Aim low. Horses first. Let them come within 50 paces.
"50 paces is close, Marco!
Closer we wait, surer the kill. Trust the drill.
The bolts flew almost flat. No arc, just a straight line of iron-tipped death.
Loose! Bring them
At 50
down!
paces, a crossbow bolt moved faster than the eye could follow.
First rank, fall back! Second rank, forward! Loose! Loose!
This was the revolution. The crossbow didn't just wound cavalry, it stopped them. Medieval horses, even armored, couldn't survive a 40-gram iron bolt traveling at 60 meters per second. Knights in full mail were designed to resist swords and arrows, but crossbow bolts punched through mail like parchment. And the alternating rank system meant the bolts never stopped coming.
Marco! It's working! They can't get through! Not yet. They'll try to flank. Keep firing! Now! We go now!
This was the moment when the hierarchy of medieval warfare inverted. For centuries, knights were the primary strike force. Infantry supported them, archers harassed. But at Acre, on October 4th, 1189, knights became the support. They could only charge after the crossbowmen had done their work. Without the crossbowmen, the knights would have been slaughtered by the enemy cavalry. With them, the knights barely had to fight at all.
They're already running! Because the crossbowmen broke them! Remember that!
We did that. 100 of us stopped 1,000 of them.
We stopped them because we had these. And because we didn't panic.
Do you think the knights understand?
Some do. Some never will. They'll tell stories of their brave charge and forget who broke the enemy first.
Does it matter?
Not to me. I don't fight for glory. I fight because this weapon makes me equal to any man in armor. That's enough. So the crossbowmen stopped Saladin's cavalry. One battle, one afternoon. One afternoon that could have lost us the siege. If that charge had broken our lines, they'd have rolled through the camp and slaughtered us in our tents. But surely the knights would have been cut down if they'd charged into that cavalry without support. I've seen it before. Brave men on horses die just as easily as cowards when they're outnumbered and surrounded. Then what are you saying? That we fight behind commoners now? I'm saying that warfare is changing. The crossbow is not a peasant's toy.
It's a machine that can kill a knight at 100 paces. And until we accept that, we'll keep losing battles we should win.
The siege of Acre would drag on for 2 more years. Tens of thousands would die from battle, disease, and starvation. But the Crusaders would eventually take the city, thanks in no small part to their Genoese and Pisan crossbowmen. The lesson of October 4th, 1189, spread across Europe. The age of the knight as the supreme battlefield weapon was ending. Crossbows, and later guns, would make armor and cavalry increasingly obsolete. In 1139, the Pope had tried to ban the crossbow, calling it hateful to God and unfit for Christians. But by 1189, it was too late. The weapon was too effective to abandon. At Acre, the crossbow proved it could do something unthinkable, make knights stand aside and wait their turn. And in doing so, it changed the future of war forever. If this story of how commoners with machines humbled the greatest warriors in Christendom amazed you, wait until you hear about another impossible victory. When farmers crushed an army with a bizarre tactic. Click on it, and we'll see you soon with an old medieval story.